Glen Burtnik only sang 3 Tommy Shaw songs when he was a member of Styx during the Edge of the Century album and tour. This is the Rock and Roll Weatherman. My name is Sean Morrison. When Styx officially reformed in 1990, they did it without Tommy Shaw because he already joined the damn Yankees. And Styx found a replacement for him who came from New Jersey by the name of Glen Burtnik, who was a solo artist for the same label, A&M Records. And when Styx toured in support of the Edge of the Century tour, Glen Burtnik only sang 3 Styx songs of the Tommy Shaw catalog. One being Blue Collar Man. And I was at a show in New York City at the Beacon Theater, and it was my first Styx show. And there were fans with a banner throwing it on the stage that said Tommy Who. And he apparently was getting that at shows, he said. So it was Blue Collar Man, Too Much Time on My Hands, as well as Renegade, the 3 Styx songs that Tommy Shaw sang that Glen Burtnik sang on the Edge of the Century tour. There are no other Tommy Shaw Styx songs performed on this tour. You know, No Fooling Yourself, No Crystal Ball. And of course, Glen Burtnik sang all the songs that he recorded for the Edge of the Century album, which did include the title track, as well as Love Is the Ritual. Of course, World Tonight, and All in a Day's Work. And it was definitely well received by the fans, his music. And of course, other songs performed of the Edge of the Century included Love Is the Ritual, Show Me the Way, as well as that was Dennis Young, of course, and of course James Young's Homewrecker. If you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else out there subscribe. We thank you very much for your continued love, honor, and support. It's greatly appreciated. Sean Morrison Enterprises is the place to go where you like to make a small donation to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel. You know, people have asked me which Tommy Shaw songs Glen Burtnik sang when he was in Styx during the Edge of the Century album. Of course, all the way up to 1992 was in the band because Styx went on its second breakup at the time after they couldn't get a record deal, and they were recording new songs, which are now known as a underground unreleased demo called Sons of Edge. And Glen Burtnik had, I believe, 2 or 3 songs on that one. You can check out Mr. Morrison's review on the Sons of Edge demos, which also included stuff from Dennis DeYoung that he wrote for the album, and of course he even brought a solo tune from his Boomchild album over was on this demo. The Beneath the Moon sounded the same apparently. And of course we had It Takes Love to Make Love, which was the last actual recording at the time Glen Burtnik made with Styx until he came back in the band in 1999 and did appear on the Cyclorama studio album. But here we're talking about It Takes Love to Make Love is this other song I'm referring to, which eventually appeared on the Greatest Hits Part 2, and let's not forget Little Susie. But we are talking about the Edge of the Century tour, as well as the album, because people have asked Mr. Morrison what other Tommy Shaw songs did Glen Burtnik sing. There was only those 3. And the main reason why is because Styx was touring with a new album. Glen Burtnik was, of course, a singer and a songwriter and recorded songs for the album. And obviously it would make sense for him to sing some of his songs on the tour, which ended up happening. So, friends, that's your answer there regarding Glen Burtnik with how many Tommy Shaw Styx songs that he did sing on the Edge of the Century tour. And of course, when he did Blue Collar Man, JY did the beginning solo. James Young, of course, did the beginning solo that Tommy Shaw used to do. So there you are, taking you back in time to Glen Burtnik when he was with Styx during the Edge of the Century tour, and of course the Sons of Edge demos, and then Tommy Shaw returns and he's not in the band anymore. Then he comes back in 1999 after bassist Chuck Panazzo retires. At the time retiring, then comes back to make special appearances. So that's how Glen Burtnik got on the studio album in 2003. But then he left after the tour with Journey and REO Speedwagon. That year got replaced by Ricky Phillips. So he didn't want to be on long tours anymore, apparently. Some people say there's more to the story because he wanted to sing more, but who the hell even knows at this point? So there you are, friends. Little back in time with Styx here on the Edge of the Century album tour with Glen Burtnik on what songs he performed on the tour that were Tommy Shaw Styx songs, and of course, like I said, all the songs he recorded for Edge of the Century he did record on the album as well. And while on the subject of Edge of the Century, there is a clip on YouTube where the band was in Chicago coming out to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," I believe at a I don't know if it was a Chicago Cubs or a Chicago White Sox game. I'm going to be dead honest. I'm not sure which team it was. I know Dennis DeYoung, I believe, is a White Sox fan, so I'm assuming it was that one. You can check that out on YouTube by typing in Styx "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and you can also look up Styx Live Edge of the Century, and there's not much live material from this tour floating around, but there is a show from St. Louis that does pop up on YouTube. So give that all a watch when you can. And thoughts on this, friends, as well. Shame, shame, shame